So, who ruined Christmas morning and how did they do it? Grandma forgot where she hid the presents. Haven't found them yet. Drove 4 hours to spend the day with my dad at his request 3 weeks ago, then immediately after lunch, not even dinner, he said he and his new girlfriend of 4 weeks were invited to a friend's dinner and were going there. My drive was longer than the time he spent with me at his house. So now I'm watching Christmas movies and drinking with my grandma instead. After trying fix our relationship that's been rocky since I was a teenager, now in my 30s, it's great to realize he truly doesn't care. Embarrassed smiley face, embarrassed smiley face, embarrassed smiley face. My sister brought her dog, who immediately walked over and threw up all over my kid's presents as if he'd been planning to do that all year. I gave my little girl a drone. It went up in the air the first time and just kept going and going and going. That was like 8 hours ago. Could still be going. My mom invited my nephew that molested my daughter and told us we could leave if we couldn't just get over it. It happened 5 months ago and he's still in a court-ordered program for juveniles. In her mind, I ruined her family by turning this more loved grandchild into the police. My brother hit the neighbor 30-ish head-on last night in front of the house, killing them both. The neighbor left a pregnant wife and a 3-year-old. Pretty surreal Christmas. My mother. She screamed at my dad like a banshee at about 6 a.m. All my dad did was put water in the coffee maker. When you put water in, it immediately starts brewing. I guess that was too early in the morning to start the coffee. I'm not exactly sure what her beef was. The drunk asshole that was joyriding last night and totaled my car in a hit and run did a good job of ruining my day. My dog was acting weird last night around 11:30. By 2 a.m. he was in surgery for bloat. Big guy is going to be fine, but man, it was not the Christmas I had planned. My mom told everyone that there's not going to be any more babies in the family anyway, so my sister can throw away my son's crib. I am actively trying to get pregnant and have been taking steps and working on my health to make it happen, as I had cervical cancer last year and a few other uterine issues. And for those wondering, yes, she and everyone else in the room is aware of all of this. Me. Halfway through opening gifts with the family, I was in enormous pain. Wound up spending most of the day in the ER. Kidney stones. I could have done without this gift surprise. When I was 5, my dad offed himself on Christmas Eve night. Woke up and saw presents under the tree, went to wake up my dad. And well, he didn't. My parents got divorced and it was his weekend, it was just us two. Many hours went by before my mom and police showed up. That was over 30 years ago and I remember everything about that day, so I'd say he ruined everyone ever since. He used alcohol and pain pills. Norovirus. Was up all night with a vomiting 6-year-old and I had to sleep on the floor in their room. He last vomited about 4:30 a.m. today. Stripped the vomit-covered sheets and showered him in the middle of the night because he was covered. My hips are killing me from sleeping on the floor. Merry Christmas. Well, my father has been in the ICU for the last 6 days, so the kids and I and my mom went to the hospital. He was in a bad car accident 10 days ago. No one is in the mood for Christmas this year. My in-laws ruined it by showing up at my house. There are a lot of people in this thread that shit the bed overnight. Me. I woke up sick. Ran to the bathroom to throw up almost as soon as we unwrapped. Knock on wood, but I'm starting to feel better. Plenty of fluids. Got left out of the traditional hibachi dinner, but they'll be bringing me some egg drop soup. The dog is curled up at my feet. I finally get to watch the first 2 Home Alones, because no one else in my family loves them like I do. I think I did by realizing I can have a great Christmas by not going home and spending it with friends. Whole fam is sick and I start a medical treatment soon that will completely nuke my immune system. It's used in some chemotherapy regimen, so no one is coming over today. It's usually the kids waking me up at 5 a.m. This year it was the dog waking me up at 4 a.m. for a diarrhea shit on the carpet. I sharted at Christmas morning. Luckily, we live next door so I could run home and fix things. It was me. I ruined Christmas. Both cats scarfed and barfed. Getting out the carpet cleaner was not in the plans today. My mother-in-law decided to overwhelm our 3-year-old son with shit-quality gifts in epic quantity. We were adamant in telling her she couldn't go overboard. He got so fatigued from opening things he broke by dinner time that he didn't open any of his minimal gifts from us and from Santa. It was so disappointing. My husband pooped the bed twice after eating a bag of almonds I told him would give him diarrhea. The flying public. I have to work today. Mom got hammered Christmas Eve and woke up for a midnight snack of the Christmas dinner. Left it all out and the dog ate it all. My dog, Waffles. She decided to try to wake everyone up to see Santa and must have scared him away. But the whole house was awake at 2:30 a.m. Whoever got my wife sick. Flu in period on Christmas morning. She's been absolutely miserable. I've done everything I can to make this the best Christmas. But it's not been easy. I go back to work tomorrow and I'm sad I didn't get more time with her. The amount of people that shit themselves on here is a little alarming. My mother with a barrage of profane texts about what a bad person I am. My stepmom physically attacked me on Christmas last year, so I decided to skip the family get-together and stay home alone this year. It has definitely been better than last year, but I'm still salty. Georgia Power. Lost power at prime casserole cooking time. My cat of 16 years died this morning in his sleep. Didn't tell my 7-year-old son because of Christmas. He is sleeping over his grandmother's house tonight and we're going to tell him tomorrow. We are devastated losing a family member, and I'm dreading telling the poor kid. My mom invited my ex-girlfriend to the family Zoom because she's still family. My girlfriend of 2 years wasn't too stoked to meet her. My parents' puppy managed to open and eat half a jar of THC body balm and had to be taken to the emergency vet at 1 a.m. She threw up a large mango-sized menthol dog treat vomit ball in my hand. She got meds and monitored and is doing much better now. Me. Started my period and came down with a stomach bug, I think. Been puking all day, crying face. Apparently having a rather severe migraine and not wanting to eat shit food at Golden Corral means I ruined Christmas. Family is also returning my gifts because I didn't just man up and deal with the pain. I understand that my brother's father-in-law is busy denying the Holocaust, and our parents' 50-year-old oven doesn't work well enough to get the turkey above 150 F. I'm thankful I'm 1,000 miles away. Girlfriend stayed the night. Went to her place this am. Found her cat dead. Had been fighting an illness but had seemed much better. Wouldn't say ruined Christmas. Just a sad end of the day. We had a close call. Was preheating the oven this morning for breakfast and was unaware my partner had put a baguette in the oven wrapped in plastic. Fortunately we're in a warm place so we were able to air out the place pretty easily and nothing caught on fire. Just a bit of melted plastic. Dog farted in my face. But that isn't really out of character for him. It was a joint effort. My aunt's dog rolled onto his back for a belly rub and shot a stream of urine into the air and all over my arm and my pants. After I cleaned up enough, I had to sit next to my unpleasant uncle. The first thing he asked me was, when are you going to make me a granduncle? I told him it could happen today as long as he is cool with being an accessory to kidnapping. He didn't have much to say the rest of the morning. In-laws stayed up partying all night and were too hungover to even get out of bed most of the day. Brother-in-law. 12:06 a.m. breakfast casserole knocked out of the fridge and all over the floor as he was reaching for another midnight snack. 6 minutes flat, impressive. My mother and sister clash very often. They got into a huge argument last night before I got home from shopping. The negativity drifted through to today and it's been one of those days. Words don't do justice to the situation. Merry Christmas, everyone. Mother-in-law. Constant negativity and hateful comments. It's exhausting. My Phil, who texted my husband this morning and asked if I was pregnant again, because the entire family decided I looked a little round at Christmas Eve dinner. Got a massive bout of food poisoning last night that carried into today. So I would say myself after I trusted a fart around 11:30 a.m. My adult daughter said she relapsed. Yeah. Merry Christmas. My sister and nephew for staying up all night getting stuff ready for Christmas morning, then getting upset that her youngest kids wanted to open presents early. She and I previously had a fight about her waiting until the last minute to do anything and making it everyone's problem. Nephew was drunk and being a dick to his brothers, which was impressive since the brothers are in London and the dick nephew is in China. LOL. Sister egged my brother's car the other day, he kept bringing it up, she kept yelling back that he stole her weed, and he made it very obvious that he didn't get her a gift. Kids came bounding into the bedroom at 5 a.m. 2 of mine, 2 of GF I lived with. Ages 8 to 12. They're excited. GF freaks out. Starts screaming at all of them. Crush Christmas and forces them to sit in their rooms for another hour. In my mind I am done. Fully realize this is my last Christmas with her. Get up and tend to all the kids. She joins us a half hour later tossing the presents and generally being a monster. That was 19 years ago. I left a few months later. Never regretted it. Enjoyed Christmas each year with my kids. My 12-year-old, second present in, a lighted makeup mirror, sets it on the dog's foam bed, mirror falls over, breaks. She was pretty devastated, she thought she ruined Christmas, she in fact did not. I decided that daughter 2 was getting shortchanged on presents, so I got her awesome tentpole gift. She was not shortchanged and the gift was a little too awesome and daughter 1 had a bit of a moment which was entirely my fault. Yay, me. It was ruined from last evening lol. Cherry on the icing was my cousins getting into a fight over a video game devolving into my aunts getting into a physical rumble lol. Entire family ruined it by uninviting me to Christmas because my aunt was offended I got vaccinated. My mom's dog unfortunately. He went outside in the morning and ended up getting taken away by a coyote most likely. Only evidence we could find was a blood patch, confused face. It's me. I'm the problem. I got my kid a VR headset. I let him open it last night. I played it for 4 straight hours this morning and left him sleeping in late so he wouldn't take it away. We were the last to arrive and just barely on time for my family thing. I had an emotional breakdown. I ruined Christmas. It's been a hard year and I'd been trying so hard to hold it together. Boomer grandparents exploded into a religious fit because I have a ball python. Fucking stupid. I just got a text from my asshole stalker. He won't leave me alone even though I haven't spoken to his significant other in almost 3 years. He just has to keep harassing me. My dad. He just had to go and die. Edit realizing now this thread is about today. My dad died 29 years ago, so don't worry everyone I was small. My sister telling my other sister that for every second she spends in the room trying to wake her up will result in 30 minutes of more bedtime. They are 28 and 30 and going from dad's house to mom's house for more Christmas. And then 28-year-old calls me to complain like I'm not doing my own Christmas morning with my husband and son 2,000 miles away. Merry ducking Christmas to these adults lol. Someone in my parents' neighborhood died of an overdose this morning. She left 4 kids, the youngest is 7. I can't even imagine how destroyed those kids are today. Not exactly ruined anything because it was actually better than him being conscious and talking everyone's ear off, but my brother showed up really fucked up, poured himself a glass of vodka, and then passed out of the couch. He's been knocked out for the past 3 hours. Me. I'd hate to say ruin, but I'm stuck at work out here in the Gulf of Mexico. My wife and kids are very patient people and I love them dearly. It was my year for my daughter to wake up at my house for Christmas. My ex refused to let me pick her up. Kitten was pissed she didn't have presents to unwrap, so she decided to grab a paper towel and rip it to shreds all over the living room area this morning. When I was 4, I opened all the presents under the tree thinking Santa had brought them all for me. No one got a wrapped present that year. My dad telling me a white mom that I better not make my daughter black look ghetto with cornrows. She's 13 months old and he hasn't held her, barely acknowledges her. Prob BC she's black and I'm finding out more and more how racist he is. He won't be back to my house now. He's 89 and he can piss off. Brother-in-law is in a Christian cult that doesn't believe in Christmas. Attends virtual mass and meetings several hours a day and won't talk to anyone about Christmas or make it special for everyone else. Really losing his mind. Mill was not there and it was stress-free and chill and nobody got emotionally damaged. Having a good freaking day for once.